Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Time has flown by. Those big exams are getting closer. I know for some of you, your mock results might not have been what you were hoping for, and that can feel really disheartening. But I need you to hear this loud and clear. Do not panic. Seriously, if you're on the foundation tier for maths, there's some really good news. This exam is what I like to call hackable. Why? Because the same types of questions, the same styles, and the same topics come up every single year, without fail. The only difference between getting a grade you're disappointed with now and getting a grade you're proud of in June is how you use your time from this point forward. Let's get one thing straight about foundation maths. You don't need to be some kind of mathematical genius to get a great grade. You don't need to be the person who just gets maths instantly. What you need to become is a method master. Think of it like being a builder. A builder has a toolbox, and for every job they know exactly which tool to pull out. Is it a hammer job? A screwdriver job? A saw? Most marks on the foundation paper are lost, not because the maths itself is incredibly difficult, but because students look at a question and they just don't know which tool to pull out of the box. They haven't practiced recognizing the cues. They try to memorize hundreds of formulas without understanding when to apply them. That's what we're going to change. We are going to stop just passively memorizing, and we're going to start actively retrieving. This is the secret to making information stick in your brain for good. So, how do we do this? The big hack, the technique that will transform your revision, is called active recall. It's the difference between watching someone else ride a bike and actually getting on the bike yourself. Here's how you can apply it, starting today. First up, flashcards for facts. There are some things in maths you just have to know, like cold, hard facts. The formula for the area of a circle, the sum of interior angles in a polygon, how to calculate speed, distance, and time. Don't just write these down in a notebook and hope they sink in. Get some index cards. On one side, write the prompt-like area of a circle. On the other side, write the answer, height times radius squared. Then, test yourself constantly. Go through the stack. See if you can say the answer out loud before you flip the card. This simple act of forcing your brain to pull the information out is what builds strong memory pathways. Next, I want you to adopt the 1-2-3 ratio. This is crucial. For every 1 minute you spend watching a tutorial video on a topic, like on this channel or another, you must spend at least 3 minutes actively doing exam questions on that exact topic. Watching someone else solve a problem feels productive, but it's a trap. It's passive learning. Your brain isn't doing the heavy lifting, so if you watch a 10-minute video on how to calculate the volume of a cylinder, you then need to find at least 30 minutes worth of exam questions on that topic and work through them yourself, without the video playing. This ratio forces you to move from watching to doing, which is where the real learning happens. You can find these questions in past papers on exam board websites or in revision workbooks. The third active recall technique is my personal favorite, the explain it method. This sounds simple, but it's incredibly powerful. After you've revised a topic, I want you to sit down with a friend, a parent, your sibling, or even just face a mirror, and explain how to solve a typical question on that topic. For example, pretend you're teaching someone how to divide an amount in a given ratio. Start from the very beginning. Okay, so first you add the parts of the ratio together. Then you divide the total amount by that number to find the value of one part. As you explain it, you will immediately notice where you get stuck. If you hesitate or stumble or say, what's next? That is your knowledge gap. That's the exact point you need to go back and revise. You can't explain something clearly if you don't understand it fully yourself. It's the ultimate test of your own comprehension. Now, I know a lot of you might be feeling overwhelmed and thinking, where do I even start? I feel so far behind. If that's you, I want you to narrow your focus. Don't try to revise everything at once. We're going to be strategic. There are 5 key areas that consistently make up the bulk of the marks on the foundation paper. If you can master these, you're building a solid base for a great grade. First, and most importantly, fractions, decimals, and percentages. These are the bread and butter of the foundation paper. They appear in their own questions and are mixed into other topics all the time. You have to be fluent in converting between them and using them in calculations. Second on our priority list is ratio and proportion. This topic is usually worth a huge chunk of marks, often with some multi-step questions that can really boost your score if you know the method. This links back to that method master idea. Learn the steps, practice them, and you'll be able to pick up these marks consistently. Third is basic algebra. Don't be scared by the word algebra. On the foundation paper, this usually means things like solving simple equations to find x, simplifying expressions by collecting like terms, and maybe some substitution. These are process-driven questions that you can master with practice. The fourth area to focus on is probability and statistics. This includes things like reading charts and graphs, calculating the mean, median, and mode, and working out simple probabilities. For many students, these are often seen as the easier marks to grab because they can be more about interpretation and following a set process than complex calculation. Don't leave these marks on the table. And finally, number 5, geometry basics. We're talking about perimeter, area, and volume. Know your formulas for basic shapes, squares, rectangles, triangles, circles, and practice applying them. These are reliable marks if you've put the work in. So, to recap, fractions, decimals, percentages, ratio and proportion, basic algebra, probability and statistics, and geometry basics. Start there. Okay, let's talk about your study schedule. One of the biggest mistakes I see students make is trying to cram. They do nothing all week and then try to revise for 5 or 6 hours straight on a Sunday. This is a recipe for burnout and it's incredibly ineffective. Your brain can't absorb that much information in one go. The key is to revise little and often. I want you to aim for just 30 minutes of focused maths revision every day after school. That's it, shorter than one episode of a show on Netflix. And here's how you split that time. For the first 15 minutes, you test yourself on old stuff. Use your flashcards. Redo a question from last week. This is active recall in action, keeping that information fresh. Then, for the next 15 minutes, you learn one new small thing. Watch a short video, work through an example, and try 1 or 2 practice questions. 30 minutes a day. It's manageable, it's not overwhelming, and the compound effect is enormous. By the time the exams hit in June, you'll have covered everything multiple times over, and it will be locked in your long-term memory. I want you to leave this video feeling motivated, not scared. You have plenty of time left to turn a grade 3 into a grade 5, or a 2 into a 4. It is absolutely possible. The journey starts with one single step. Start with one blank page today. Pick one of those 5 key topics. Find a video, watch it, and then do 3 times as much practice. You can do this. You have got this. If this video helped you out, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're going to be going through this journey together, posting lots more revision tips and walkthroughs to help you get the grades you deserve. Thanks for watching, and let's get those grades up.